Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive.
Yeah.
And today we have quite the unique source material.
Yeah.
We're talking
It is a weird one.
finance, comedy, and the divine,
Okay.
all in one.
I like it.
So you sent this in. It looks like a scene from a screenplay or a piece of fiction picture. The smoky bingo hall.
Okay.
Air is thick with anticipation. And in walks Bill Ackman,
Oh, wow.
billionaire investor, eyes red, clearly distressed.
Yeah.
He's not alone, though.
Oh.
Sitting with him, George Carlin.
Oh, my goodness.
This is going to be good.
God.
Okay?
So, I mean, come on.
Hold on.
What is going on in this scene?
This is wild.
What can we glean from this bizarre gathering?
Well, I think, you have this absurd setting, like you said, but it
Yeah.
really is a great way to kind of explore these deep topics, right?
Yeah.
Finance,
Yeah.
risk,
Yeah.
and faith even. And using humor to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the best way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it starts with Ackman. He's lamenting these very public, very real losses from investing in Valeant Pharmaceuticals.
Oh, Valen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a wild ride, wasn't it?
So for those who
A lot of people
remember what happened with
a
Valeant.
lot of money on that one.
Yeah, give us a little background.
Yeah, so their whole thing was basically they wanted to just grow as fast as they could.
Mm-hmm.
And they did it through acquisitions, buying up these smaller pharmaceutical companies.
Yep.
But their big problem was that they were hiking up drug prices like crazy.
Okay.
I mean, astronomically. And, that drew a lot of attention, investigations, and eventually it all came crashing down.
Yeah, and that's where Carlin comes in, right?
Yeah.
He's in the scene. And he's actually calling Valeant out.
He did.
Yeah, saying basically, this is a disaster waiting to happen.
Classic Carlin.
Yeah.
Always calling out
He was ahead of his time.
the BS,
That's
especially corporate greed. He
Mhm.
always saw right through it.
And, I mean, Carlin's humor was always
I think he called it regulatory arbitrage, what they were doing.
about cutting through the...
Basically, they were taking advantage of loopholes,
Yes.
just skirting the edges of ethical behavior,
Yeah,
which honestly, that rarely ends well.
that's right. So he doesn't stop there, though.
Oh, no.
His insights go a little bit further.
Okay.
He predicts that Trump's economic policies, his tariffs in particular, are going to hurt not just the economy as a whole,
Okay.
but hit the middle class particularly hard.
Yeah.
It makes you think,
Interesting.
how much do those macroeconomic policies actually impact our lives?
I think that's something that a lot of people, don't think about on a day-to-day basis.
Don't think about enough.
Right. For sure.
So what are tariffs?
Well, they're basically taxes on imported goods.
Okay.
And yet the idea is to protect domestic industries, right?
Sure.
But oftentimes the cost of those tariffs actually gets passed down to consumers,
Okay.
which, means that everything gets more expensive.
Right.
And that leads to inflation. And when prices go up, guess who suffers the most? It's always
The people who can least afford it.
the people with the least
That's
financial
okay.
wiggle room. So basically it widens that gap between the haves and the have-nots.
And here's where it gets really interesting.
All right.
Ackman was a Trump supporter.
No way.
Yeah.
So
He's facing the consequences
Hmm.
of the policies he supported.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's pretty ironic. Makes you think about
It really highlights how everything's connected,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
We think about our financial decisions
Yeah.
as these personal, isolated things.
But they're not.
They're really not. They're tied up with all these larger things, right? Economic trends,
Little
political choices, things happening globally.
Exactly.
It's all a web, right?
It is a web that we're all caught in.
And even the best investors in the world, like Ackman, can get caught in it.
Yeah, even billionaires can get caught in it.
Yeah.
But in all this turmoil, God seems
What's God doing?
unfazed, just observing.
Oh,
He's almost amused. He says,
what does he say?
life is full of ups and downs, a
Mhm,
cycle
mhm.
of fortune and misfortune.
I like that.
Quite a contrast to everyone else freaking out.
It's a good point, though, right? How do we define success and failure?
Yeah. How do we...
Carlin, with his sharp wit, he sees it through the lens of societal critique, pointing out these flaws and the follies of the powerful.
Yeah.
But God's
got a different take.
offers this different perspective, right? It's about accepting it,
Yeah.
recognizing that things change,
Yeah.
that the wheel keeps turning,
Change-
fortunes change.
Nothing is permanent.
Nothing's
And
permanent.
then we get to the climax of this scene. God wins the bingo game.
He doesn't.
Divine intervention, perhaps?
You're kidding.
I mean, I think it's played for laughs, but
Yeah.
is there a deeper message there, you think?
I mean, it's gotta be, right? It's like the ultimate satire. You have these, titans of finance, these brilliant minds
Yeah,
trying to outsmart the market, and it ends up just being a game of chance.
that's right.
God wins the bingo game. It's a commentary, isn't it, on the randomness of it all, the fact that we don't have as much control as we think we do, and just the absurdity of just chasing wealth constantly.
So we've gone from the fall of a pharmaceutical giant to sharp social commentary, all in a bingo hall.
I love it.
We've talked economic policies, the illusion of control, and the philosophical nature of success and failure. If even billionaires can lose it all, how do you think about your own relationship with money and risk? Maybe even a little bit of faith. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you next time.